Hello, dreamers and doers. This is your host, Sharnell Greer, with the Detroit Entrepreneur Podcast. And today I have the pleasure of interviewing Alvin Hill of Real Life Credit Solutions. Hi, welcome to the show, Alvin.
How you doing? I'm Alvin Hill of Real Life Credit Solutions, aka Real Life Business Solutions. I'm just ecstatic about being here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. You can go dive right into telling us more about your business.
Okay, so I was on my second bit, as we discussed a little earlier. I did a 9-year prison bit in the state penitentiary in the MDOC, and in 2015 I was indicted, and I had a conspiracy situation. And once I got in there, I bumped into somebody that I knew from the state, and he was like, "Look, man, they got school over there." So I went and got an education while getting my associates in Milan Federal Correctional Facility. I ended up bumping into a professor who was a business consultant, and he enjoyed my business plans and the things that I was turning in. And he was like, "Look, you got it." And he showed me how he structured his business, his company. And basically he was like, "Look, man, this is what you got to do." And I came home and I was like, "Look, I got to further my education," because one of the other professors had told me, "Don't use this as just something to do while you're incarcerated." He said, "You got some sense and you don't need to be in here." And I came home. One of the first things I did upon coming home, I was still in the halfway house. I reached out to Wayne State and they gave me a scholarship based on everything that I've been through.
Yes.
And that included foster homes, boys' homes, juveniles, state prison, and then federal prison. And they called it a Warrior Strong scholarship. And the Warrior Strong scholarship paid for my whole bachelor's degree. So I went in Wayne State and got a free bachelor's degree. I came out in 23. I started my company at the same time I started school, and I just grew the company. And it actually started from credit solutions. I was just doing credit repair because I had bad credit. I had never had bad credit before. And I had paid somebody to help me do my credit, and they was like dancing around it. And I was like, "Look, man, I can figure this out." And I went and paid for a course, learned the course. The course introduced me to automations and software and different things like that. And once I got in there and started that, I was like, I met a guy from New Jersey named Asim Sharp who had been in this business like 15 years. And he was like, "Look, bro, you learned this software like this, you learned the business like this. You need to learn business credit." And he taught me business credit. He paid for a course for me that was like $3,500.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, "Here go your login information. You got it." I swear. And this is how energy worked, as we was talking about earlier. I just bumped into him in the credit repair group, and he needed somebody to teach his VA the software. And he literally opened the door for me for business credit. I built my business credit. And then he called me today. Like, we still just communicate regularly. And he's opened up other opportunities, business funding. Now we doing business funding. But with this one connection, I made a lot of money. And I made a lot of transitions through this business. And that's pretty much how I got to here.
That's wonderful. So you starting off with personal credit is the key. And then once the person gets their personal credit up to par, then they can start looking into the business part of it.
I did both.
You did both simultaneously?
Simultaneously, yep. It
Wow.
just, I probably only started working on my personal credit maybe like 2 months before I met him. And that's why he took a liking to me when I did the walkthrough for his VA. He was like, "How long you been on the software?" I was like, "Man, it's been like 6 weeks," like literally. And he was like, "You been on here 6 weeks and you learned this software like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just, I kind of pick up on stuff real fast." And he was like, "Man, I've been on here like 5 years and I don't know how to work this software like this." It just literally from that conversation and that interaction, it just been my fiance told me the other day, she like, "You got a real friend, like you met a real friend off the internet." And I haven't ever met him in person. And we made a lot, like when I say a lot of money, like we made a lot of money together, and we just trust each other, man. I've had situations where I had to do a deal for 20,000 and I had to send him send him the money. And I sent the money, and I've never met him in person. So you build up relationships like that, and all you have is your character. And even from my background, that's all people know of me. Like, man, this guy character straight. So even if when I was running the streets, I never did people bad. I never, used people name, did fraud stuff and anything like that. So all you got is your character, man. So that's why I called it real life. And this is not internet stuff, man. You got a lot of internet stuff right now where people are using the internet, scamming people. You can't, because they feel like, you can't touch me.
Right.
And with me, I'm like, look, man, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I take care of
It's
my business.
tangible.
Yeah, I take care of my business. I do taxes, but now I built a whole tax team, so I don't necessarily just do taxes. And that's another thing, is just creating avenues for everybody to make money.
Yes.
Even on my way here, I can show you, like, I was signing somebody up to join my tax team. I'm like, look, I'm going into this thing, man. I'm going to hit you
You do
up.
classes and stuff
I
too,
do.
right?
Yeah, I teach them, and then I give them the software. And I've only been doing taxes. This was my second season, and I already have a service bureau because, once again, I believe in, like, taking the reign and learning something. I learned it the first year. I ended up getting ganked from somebody.
Wow.
Honestly, they got down on me. I had to sue them, and then they couldn't serve them, so I got to resue them. But anyway, I ended up bumping my head. She got down to like $7,500. But I just took it, found another mentor in the tax game, somebody else that was online, and they ended up showing me the ropes last year. Told me, this year you did so good, you really need to build your team.
Wow.
And being that I had a felony, I didn't
For
admit.
P10.
I got the P10, but I couldn't get the EFIN. That's what they told me.
Okay.
But I don't believe in that. I applied for the EFIN and got the EFIN.
Wow.
With the felony, I didn't listen to anybody, what they told me. I still applied. I went down there with the utmost confidence, did my fingerprints. I did everything with the utmost confidence, even though people were telling me they're not going to give it to you. I said, man, listen, I'm going to get it because I know it's for the right thing.
Yes.
I went and got my EFIN, so now I got my EFIN. Once I got the EFIN, I got a service bureau. So now I got a service bureau. I'm helping people get their P10s, their EFINs, and whatever else they need to do. And it's still a learning process. It's my second year.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
This wouldn't be the Detroit Entrepreneur Podcast if I didn't say I used to do taxes too.
Hey, when you said the P10, I say she knows something. Now let's talk about it.
I went on an interview for Jackson Hewitt back in, I can't even remember what year, maybe 14 or something like that. And I was just going to be a regular tax preparer.
Yeah.
They gave me a job as a multiple store manager. And I ended up being over 26 different stores from here all the way to like Lapeer.
That's what's
No, it wasn't. It was horrible.
But the win is in the bag. You know what I mean? People think that one of my guys just moved down to Georgia. He called me last night about high level. And he was like, bro, we get to kicking it. He said, man, and his energy, you know what I mean? I had him on speaker and my lady was like, dang, he like, bro, it's working down here. But his energy, I say, man, it's just energy.
Yes,
You got some people, they can't win for losing because they got bad energy.
that's true.
You know what I mean? You can do all of the learning in the world. You can do you can get all the certificates, all the degrees. If your energy bad, nothing you do lasts long.
That's true. So you like high level? We offer that here as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Love
How
high
it helps
level. High level is the best thing that happened to me. Not in just the sense of the software. As I stated, I learned software from the credit repair. It's a CRC. I don't try to gatekeep, but Credit Repair Cloud have a whole system where they'll teach you to do it, teach you how to start a business. And when they taught us that, I paid for the largest package to learn everything. And they taught us how to do automation. And they had all of these different softwares for you to do the automation and everything. And I ended up finding a better credit repair software that already had those automations included. But just dibbling and dabbling with Credit Repair Cloud made me real inquisitive of the different softwares. So I found ClickFunnels, learned how to do funnels. I had already made websites before, but I learned how to do funnels and the different types of funnels and what you aiming for and all that. And once I did that, I started looking for things that were a little more affordable. Because mind you, I was in school. So I'm like, man, I don't want to give ClickFunnels $300 a month. But I found something that was like $500 for a lifetime, and it was terrible. Then I found something else that was $1,000 for a lifetime, thinking it was better, and it was terrible. And I ended up going back to high level that I did a trial in like a month, and I didn't want to pay something every month. But I went back to high level about 2 years ago. I'm sorry, I even paid somebody. I paid somebody to make me a platform.
Yes.
And they did, but the platform was having problems processing the payments.
Wow.
So I was like, man, why would I use a platform where I can't get paid? I had people ready to sign up. And I was like, look, man, I'm going back to high level. It was the best experience I had at the time. And I'm so glad I did. And I started learning everything about high level. I watched hours and hours of videos for real.
Yeah.
Gotta love high
You're a
level.
natural born learner, huh?
Yeah, I just pick up stuff quick. And even when I thought about it, I'm like, man, I'm 40. I'll be 41 tomorrow.
Oh, happy
So
birthday.
thank you. I'll be 41. But I remember like the computers when they first were coming out, and I liked that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I just picked up on everything fast. I type fast. I'm like half a nerd. You know what I mean? I got the street stuff, but I'm
Yes.
really like half a nerd. People see me type like, bro, how you type? I'm like, bro, I'm the first generation of you gotta learn this.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? Before my generation, it was like, if you learn it, okay. But my generation was, no, you need word processing. No, you need so. I'm in there, ASDF, JKFC.
And yeah, so it's kind of like a blur for me. I know how to use it, but sometimes I really don't. I don't want to sometimes, but
Yeah.
it does make stuff easier. I like the social planner on the next level.
Yeah, but what happens is, even with using high level and me being a high level advocate, there are still other things that are a little better. I use something called Only Social to make quick social media blasts, or I use high level social planner to schedule them, and I have a VA that I just send information to, and he do a shout out to my VA Chris. He definitely not watching this, but he saved my life all year because I will load up on work
Oh,
and stuff.
wow.
He saved my life. He don't mind working overtime, and he'd take any type of correction and be like, okay, JP, I got you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wonderful.
Shout out to Chris.
We all need a virtual assistant.
We need him. We need him, y'all. When I tell you he saved my life, and I had other ones, and they were like, eh. But with him, even if he don't know something, he don't mind taking a little time and learning. I can send him a video like, man, you got to learn how to do this like this, and he'd be like, okay, I got you. So, but with high level, there are things that are better for, a specific thing than high level is. But as a home base, it's nothing better than high level. No, I've tried everything, and if it's something that's better, it's probably so expensive that I wouldn't want to resell it.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But at the price point that high level is at, and the fact that you can rebrand it, the fact that you can resell it, the fact that you can use an affiliate link if somebody don't want to come in under you, and you can always make money, it's the best thing in the world. It's the best, man. It's for real. Like man, people, and I've been doing this for 2 years. We're talking about it, and people like, somebody reached out to me that I spoke with maybe a year and a half ago. Like, dude, I see what you were saying now,
They
man. I
finally
need to.
realized.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, it's cool.
So, what's your classes, workshops, or anything like in person? When is that all starting?
Okay, so we're doing tax classes. Those will be online starting the 19th. But I do XP. Real Life XP is my course. I built out a full course. A lot of stuff online is like PLR. You familiar with that? Private label rights is where people get one thing and they rebrand it, resell it, and you look and everybody got the same course. Everybody got the same ebook. Everybody got the same, it's the same content. It's so redundant because they have nothing to talk about. I actually went to school. I actually have an MBA. I actually read every day. So I have something to talk about. And basically, I put together a full course that I give away for free. And it's called Real Life XP, and that's the Entrepreneur Acceleration course. As you see on the card, I call myself an Entrepreneur Acceleration Coach. Okay. So with Real Life XP is 3 modules, and basically the first one is mindset and motivation. The second one is developing the right systems and processes to make sure your business run effectively and efficiently.
Okay.
And then the third one is for you to acquire business credit and funding. The reason that that's in the order like that, you need the right mindset for you to understand the things that I'm going to start talking about in this course. And you have to be open and susceptible to information.
That's true.
And then the second part is getting your systems and processes together. And the reason you want to do that is because if you go get funding before your systems and processes are together, you're just going to run through the bag. Now you owe people, your personal credit shot, and your business credit is through the mud. So I actually thought this out, and I came up with different type of like a scaling roadmap to help people get from this level to that level to that level.
So I do those often, like the little like click here is free. So do you try to like VIP, or is it a cost somewhere?
No, it's free. It's a free course. I get a course away. I don't charge anything for the course. What I do charge for is coaching. Okay. Anything that takes my time.
Individually.
I'm gonna charge you for it. And then I'm doing a group XP. It's a cohort that I'm starting November 4th.
Okay.
So that's still online, but I'm doing masterminds whenever we can get together, because most of it gonna be from people from Detroit. We can get together, our live Zoom in so you can see it or whatever and record it. But I have a whole course based on, I have like a whole coaching program based on the course.
Okay.
So it's a 6 week coaching program where I actually help you get business credit funding. If your credit bad, I can't get you.
Do it in 6 weeks.
Yeah, I can't do it in 6 weeks. But if you have decent credit, I can make sure your business is, the foundation is solid. I can make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. You know, you're not using a home address. We can switch that over, all of that stuff. I can do all of that in 6 weeks. So that's the shortest amount of time I found that I can do it in. I can do it in 4 if you already have, you know, the EIN is already in a business address and things like that. Yeah. But sometimes they take a while to respond, and you know, things could take time. So I give you 6 weeks, and if it take a little longer, I'm gonna still work with you to make sure you got business credit and business funding. And I coach you. I really coach you. Like I understand systems, processes, the mindset. Being everything that I've went through in my background, I know that certain, you know, getting to a certain level, you have to have a certain mindset. I can't tell you how to make $1 million. I haven't done that. I ain't made $1 million. So, and I don't try to like false claim stuff. I did over 6 figures last year, and I did over 6 figures in 9 months this year. And I did it this year. It was a lot more work because it was my first year with a tax team, and I didn't understand all of the things. Yes. So next year, even right now, I'm going into it, automating some of the processes that I didn't really know I needed before. And next year, I'm going to make probably twice as much money with a little less effort.
Right.
So
and
that's my goal.
You don't even have to do the taxes. You're just building out a team.
I'm just building a team because I was trying to do both. And I probably, you know, if my family asks me, I don't mind doing it. But I was trying to do too much this year. Yes. And this going into next year, I'm like, nah, I'm going to build the team. And, you know, all I want to do is assist my team.
You know? That's wonderful. I want to do that part. I hate doing taxes. I can't stand the phone calls. I don't know where your money at. Call the IRS. I don't know.
But a lot of that come from just being open to learn.
Yes.
I was open to learn. And like I say, if your name good, people don't mind. Like some of the people that I did music business consulting with are on my tax team.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
You did music too.
Yeah, I came from music. Like,
okay.
So the reason I ended up doing consulting in any capacity was music. When I started music, I just rap. I had a record deal with Blair Strong when I was like 14. Wow. So I've had a record deal, and he was out here around the corner, but on Greenfield. Wow. So basically, I had a record deal when I was like 14 or 15. And I did a lot of music. So when I went to the state, I was always in my pen, and I learned a little bit about business. But when I came home in 2011, I had a team. Like I had somebody that was going to do the business part for me. I could just do the music. Somebody that was going to do the funding part for me, and I can just do the music. And I had a decent team. I looked at it like Rockefeller. Like, you know, if I can get me a Dame Dash and a Biggs, I can be Jay. And I'm going to tell you the truth. It didn't work out like that. Mm-hmm. What ended up happening was the guy who was supposed to do the business thing, he ended up having some personal issues. So I ended up having to learn the business part. Then the guy who was supposed to be doing the funding, it wasn't a high priority. So I ended up having to fund it myself. I was in the streets at the time. And even though the guy had more money than me at the time, it was like, dude, if you got $1 million and you only want to spend $20,000 on music, it does me no good, because if I got 50, I'm willing to spend 45. As long as I got 5 to pay my bills, I love what I'm doing.
Right.
And I literally went into, I got Gifted and Talented, which was my own label. I started my own label, I funded it, and I had to learn the business. And as I started making progress, I had a PR firm working with me. I was in magazines like Don Diva. I was on when I say all of the platforms, I was on The Source. I was on World Star. Yeah, but I'm learning the game. And I'm going to tell you the biggest thing that I learned, and I take it to this business, was that people talk money. People talk money. When I reached out and I was like, look, I'm making good music and I'm a dope artist. Yes. You know, I worked with a lot of the bigger artists around the city that's in hip hop, like Bodie James, Elzai, Guilty Simpson, like a lot of these people. and my guy Nep Jennings, like these guys that got nice music, but nobody cared that I made good music. Nobody cared I got songs with Black Milk.
Yes.
And nobody cared that I'm working with Slum Village or different people. Nobody cared. All they cared about is that I had some money. Mm-hmm. So now when I'm reaching out and saying, how much do it cost to be on your platform?
Right.
How much do you charge to do X, Y, and Z? And that's what started opening doors for me. Mm-hmm. I went on tour with Big Hef, who was at Def Jam at the time, and I met his tour coordinator. And he didn't care nothing about he probably never listened to my music before I paid him. I paid him, he put together a tour for me.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? And I realized money talk. Mm-hmm. Money talk, and the only people that was here that would work with me, it was people like Helliver that reached out, never asked for nothing. Kid, the producer, who was a bigger producer here. And Kid even took me to a label. And even at the label, it was about money. So as I started learning the business, I started teaching other people. They was asking me for advice as far as music distribution and different things because they seeing me in motion. And that's what I mean. One of those people on my tax team. So that's how I started consulting, was just me being on top of music business. And that's what I had a passion for, was music. Mm-hmm. But I started to develop a passion for business. So when I went to school in the feds and I started turning in business plans, it wasn't my first tenor with business plans. I had already dibbled and dabbled because I was learning music business and putting together business plans. It's a guy from Grand Rapids that owned a big store in Grand Rapids. His name was Terrence Posey, T. Posey. He had started showing me business plans and stuff. Mm-hmm. So when I came home from the state bid, I was like intrigued into doing business plans. And then you got the internet. I can look up template business plans. So I started learning from there. So even though, and it probably was like, I never told the professor that, but he thinking like, man, this guy got it. But I had been doing them already.
Right.
I had a music attorney that had helped me with stuff like that. Shout out to Fred Livingston. I had like I know business.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I even had a business consultant. Shout out to my guy, Chris. I had a real business consultant, a music business consultant.
And now you the business consultant.
Yeah, he do government contracts. And he reached out to me like, come learn these contracts with me. But it just go to show you do good business. Man, I tell you, I haven't had any doors closed in me. From the streets to the profession I'm in, I accept Amazon. Amazon played me. When I was coming off my bachelor's degree, I filled out an application with them. They did like a job fair at the school. Amazon hired me, and when they the felony, because I'm going to the office. I'm not going. They don't mind you having a felony and in the factory. Yeah. I'm going to the office. They was like, hold up. Yeah, they was like, they said you need to write us an essay. And I was like, I don't even want to deal with y'all. At the time, I'm making more money than working at Amazon. I'm just trying to get, something on my resume, like in the corporate world, because I'm going to my master's degree. I want some experience. I've never had a real job as an adult.
Right.
Never. Like, I never had a real job. So I'm like,
entrepreneur.
I just been hustling. So I'm like, man, I'm making more money at the time doing contract work and, working with nonprofits and stuff. And I'm like, I'm making more money on my own, but it's no real job security, and I'm getting these degrees. I might as well go in here. When they deny me, I've never filled out another job application.
And I don't blame you.
I never filled out another job application. I'm like, look, I'm getting it out the mud. Mm-hmm. I go pay to learn something first. You know what I'm saying? And fill up my toolbox. And I teach people that. But I also teach people, man, you got to pay the bills.
Yes. I'm a whole salon owner, and there's plenty of times I've had to go get a job.
Go pay the bills. Because nobody want to hear that. You grown, your kids hungry, and you can call me and I give you a few dollars, but you're not calling me next month to pay the bills too. So go get something going. Mm-hmm. Your dreams are one thing. When I was chasing rap hard, I hustled. I risked my freedom, but I wasn't begging people, hey, I need $50 for some CDs or, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you got to go pay the bills too. I got 4 kids now. So if I wasn't making money, I would go get a job. Like I'm not against getting a 9 to 5. I've just set up systems a certain way to where I can make my money. But anything can happen tomorrow. That's why I'm gonna keep getting these degrees.
I definitely understand. And especially if you're getting help with funding or whatever.
Yeah, but the bachelors they pay for. Okay. The masters they kick my
Okay, so now you're on your own.
Yeah, they was like, look. Even that, they told me they didn't have money for the masters or, anything like that, whatever. And I was like, I went and filled out scholarships anyway. They did give me like 10 grand scholarships.
Oh, wow.
They didn't pay for everything.
Just don't take no for an
Man,
answer.
I'm going to check it out. Now, with the Amazon situation, I didn't want to be there anyway. So them telling me no was like, all right, you just telling me I need to be where I need to be at. But everything else, like we were talking about with the Ethan, man, I'm shooting my shot. You got to shoot me down. I just got my 501c3. I'm filling out grants and contracts all the way to the new year.
Do you offer that with your coaching as well?
I do offer 501c3 startup and assistance with the grants, but I haven't mastered that enough for me to
teach it. Yeah.
Teach it. You know what I'm saying? I do know how to research it. I can help you, but I wouldn't necessarily be like, look at me, I can show you how to get grants.
Right.
Now, what I am going to say, and I'm holding it to it here, by the new year, I'll have a few. And if people want to learn something, I'll teach you after that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll
go hold them to that, y'all. Y'all heard that right here on Detroit Entrepreneur Podcast.
Nah, and people watching it, I'm saying they be like, dog, be on what he be on.
Because a lot of people ready for that next step. A lot of people want to do nonprofit. I've had some people ask me to help them. Like, I don't even have a nonprofit. How am I help you?
But you should.
I know, but I don't want to.
Yeah, but it's another avenue. I worked with them first, and I have helped write grants, and I have helped research grants. So I do understand it, and I've taken courses and like in-person courses with professional grant writers. So I do have a nice understanding of it. I just don't want to tell you I can do something without me doing it first. Same thing with credit repair. I've repaired my credit. Same thing with business credit. I didn't offer business credit until my business credit, well, at the time it was an 80 Paydex, but it ended up being 100.
Okay.
You see, that's why like the internet it's a free for all. People will have little to no knowledge of something and try to sell it to you.
Yes.
And it's hard for me, like me running funnels. I ran funnels to my high level offer, which is a lead gen offer. First, it was just a high level offer. And what I started realizing was people signing up and just like, man, I'm confused. So now I up the price and I say, okay, I'm going to offer it to you where I run it for you. Between me and my VAs run it. But we run it for you. I'm managing everything. But the price is higher. So for me to do that, the lowest price I can do that at is $500. But I'm going to help you get leads between SEO, running an ad for you, or ad or two during the month to make sure you get leads to the system. And if I show you I can make you money, you're not going nowhere.
That's true.
I got a guy that I do SEO for, and when I tell you, he made a video for me, and he said, listen, bro, whatever I was doing before, it was cool. But he like, man, I'm going to make at least 50 extra grand from this SEO.
Right. I definitely took a look at your website. You got wonderful reviews.
Yeah, I handle my business.
5 stars across the board. I saw that. So, I'm very proud of you. Thanks for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
It's, one thing to go through adversity, but you've overcome it. So, I look forward to seeing what you got coming up in the future. I'm probably going to come to that class where you're coaching for free because I like free stuff.
Yeah, and I'll send you the information.
Yeah.
I'll probably do one. I'll do a free course before the end of the month where I just do a Saturday. We go in there for 2-3 hours, and I basically break down the mindset shifts. More so than anything else, we have to make sure our mindset is good, and we have to think bigger. Right? I could have sat on my feet. I did 100-some thousand last year. And I'm not bragging about that because I did probably like $500,000 in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So the money, not the point. The point is that I'm not risking my life for it.
Your mindset is different.
The mindset is different. And I knew if I could do 50, that I wouldn't have to risk my life. So when I did 50, like my second year home, and I did like 100, so I've only been home for it. This is my 4th full year. When I did 100-something last year, I didn't even realize it until I went to do my taxes. I said, dang, I did 100-some grand, and I just been hustling with my head down.
Yes.
And I was like, dang, I can show people how to do this. And this is realistic. This is not something that you see people, I did 100 million. Like, bro, you tripping. I'm not saying that that's not realistic.
Right.
But I'm not going to promise you that.
Exactly.
And even if I do 100 million, I can't promise you 100 million.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? But I can make sure you do 6 figures. You come work with me, I get you 6 figures. iron out the wrinkles, make sure your mindset's straight. You just gotta be willing to do the hard stuff. Get rid of certain people. Stop having certain conversations. I don't even talk to people about anything but growth. I don't kick it.
Right.
You gotta have certain conversations. Change what you put in as far as your media consumption, music, videos, everything like that. If you're willing to put in the hard work, I guarantee you can make 6 figures next year at least.
Wow.
At least I'm eyeing a quarter. Tell you, I'm eyeing a quarter. My woman came in my office the other day, seen my board. She was like, dang, she didn't even realize how much money I was making. Because I don't do a lot of, you see me, I'm not loud. I drive a regular car. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. And so my lady like, dang, when I told her, she like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you made all that money. And I just tell her, like, to set the goal, I'm going to double up.
Every time.
I'm going to double up. At least. I'm going to double up next year. And I'm going to do it with less effort.
That's wonderful. Well, it's been a pleasure having you on, Nick. This has been the Detroit Entrepreneur Podcast. And if you'd like to be a guest, please comment below. Make sure you follow this guy and take some of his courses. Get your credit together and get your business credit started.
Definitely.
Peace and love.